Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. This is the weekly pop culture wrap-up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it with some comic book news. Brandon Sanderson's The Dark One is going to debut at Vault Comics next year. That's right, fantasy author, prolific, world-renowned, highly respected fantasy author. Brandon Sanderson's next project, his next giant world that he's building, is going to be told in comic book form at Vault Comics. It's going to be co-written by Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. These are the writers of Sojikan, which was another great fantasy sci-fi tale from Vault Comics. They're also working on Star Trek Year 5 right now for IDW. So really excited about this news. Two great writers teaming up with one of the most prolific and highly respected fantasy authors out there. Really great news, especially for Vault Comics. They really specialize in fantasy, science fiction, cutting-edge comic book stuff. Really like the company, really like those writers. Very excited to see what's going to happen, and I'm pretty sure my homie Drew is really pumped for that. Some more news that I think Drew is pumped about. Tom King is going to be co-writing the new Gods movie. So we know that Ava DuVernay is doing a new Gods movie. She's going to be co-writing it as well, but Tom King has now joined her to write the film. That's really exciting news to have. First of all, the fact that they would bring anybody from the comic books in is pretty exciting. Also, the fact that Tom King understands the importance and power of Jack Kirby, and it's evident in Mr. Miracle. Now, it may seem like an odd choice. My initial reaction was, that's cool that they got someone from the comics, and they got someone that truly respects Jack Kirby. But why Tom King? What about Tom King, right? His limited experience with the New Gods basically is Mr. Miracle. And as great as that work is, as important as I think that comic book is, it's a great Mr. Miracle tale with Barda, but as far as the New Gods go, it's in no way definitive, right? It's kind of silly and just out of nowhere with a lot of its New Gods type stuff, and it's purposefully done that way. Really like Mr. Miracle, but it was curious, like, well, I mean, obviously Mr. Miracle's a hit, so I guess someone said, oh, he did Mr. Miracle, that's the New Gods book that's really popular, so let's bring him in. But in Mr. Miracle, you totally know and understand that he gets Jack Kirby, the power of Jack Kirby's visuals, the power of those characters, of that storytelling. So I'm excited. I would rather have seen someone like Grant Morrison be brought in to help out with the New Gods movie. But Tom King's got a great sense of dialogue. He's got a great lyrical flow and pace to his dialogue. So I think that could really work in something like the New Gods, which, if they do it correctly, is going to be like the best parts of every spiritual text ever in film. It's going to kick Ten Commandments ass, absolutely. Television-wise, Spider-Man is coming back with a Season 3, the animated series. It's going to be Maximum Venom. Instead of Maximum Carnage, it's Maximum Venom. What's really exciting about this and why I'm talking about it, because I've never seen this show, but I'm excited to check it out. I hear good things about it. Apparently they've been doing the Superior Spider-Man run, so that's neat. Spider-Man cartoons are awesome. Anyway, Donny Cates has come on as a consultant for the season. So Donny Cates is doing great work right now over at Venom, leading in this absolute carnage story. He understands those characters, the symbiotes, the history, the characterizations. He understands the depths of it, right? So really excited to see him come in as a consultant on this, right? Definitely going to be checking out that series now. I watched Ultimate Spider-Man and Spectacular Spider-Man before that, and I've pretty much seen every Spider-Man animated series. I just haven't checked this one out. If you've checked it out, and what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Is it good? Should I check it out? Should I? Rambo Last Blood, the trailer debuted this week. I loved it. I thought it was great. First of all, big confession, in case you didn't know, I am a huge fan of Rambo. Like, I think Rambo is a better action franchise than something like Die Hard, right? That's just me. Just me. I understand how awesome Die Hard is. I think Rambo's more consistent. Anyway, it's obviously the first one that's the best, but I enjoy all 4 Rambo films. I'm pumped for this 5th and final one. Rambo as an older guy living on a horse ranch, just trying to do his own thing, trying to leave the past behind, trying to just have a life of peace for once, right? And of course, it's not going to go that way for John Rambo. Really like the trailer. It's going to be cheesy. It's going to be fun, though. That's what Rambo movies are. I'm really excited for that. Really excited. And never underestimate Sylvester Stallone. That dude is a hell of a writer, director, and an actor. Even though he does some of the crazy movies sometimes, like, you know, your Judge Dredd's or whatever. he knocks it out of the park a lot more often than we give him credit for, I think. Saw the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance trailer. Dark Crystal Age of Resistance is going to be a Netflix series that comes out in August. By the way, that Rambo film comes out in September. August 30th debuts Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. I watched the trailer using a lot of practical effects, combining and merging it with some CG, was what it looks like. Looks great, looks beautiful, looks glorious. I haven't seen the Dark Crystal in forever, and immediately after watching that trailer, I was like, I think I need to rewatch the Dark Crystal pretty soon. So that's what we got for you this week. Don't forget, this week, right now, as we speak, Swamp Thing is out on the DC Universe streaming service, and Good Omens is out on Amazon Prime. I haven't checked out either of them yet, but I'm very excited. Swamp Thing, that's awesome, of course. And Good Omens is a great novel by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. It was like the second Neil Gaiman written thing I read after Sandman. So Sandman, then I got into Neverwhere, the book, and then Good Omens, right? It's a great story. I'm really excited to see what Michael Sheen and David Tennant do with those characters. I think it's 6 episodes. I'm so excited. So that's out. Be aware. Also, what's coming up here at Pop Culture Philosophers? Well, not a live stream tonight. We're not doing a live stream tonight because the Yankees are playing the Red Sox, and I'm going to watch it. But we'll be back on schedule very soon. Also, we got the weekly comic book review coming out this week. We got an early look at Test, a new comic book from Vault, coming up this week. Some excitement. I'm really excited to share some thoughts and opinions with you. And of course, we're getting ready to debut a new podcast, X-Men. We'll be talking about X-Men, all things X-Men on the next podcast. So let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite X-Men movie? And yes, Deadpool and the Wolverine movies, that stuff counts, so you can count that in. What's your favorite Fox X film? Let us know in the comments down below. You may hear your answer shouted out on the show. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us for the video every week. We'll be back again next week with the weekly pop culture wrap-up. Anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on living.